As you may or may not know, Conan Gray recently released his Wishbone album, and when I tell you I've never been more excited for an album as I am for this one. So at the time of filming this, the album came out last night and I've been putting off listening to it until now, and I'm so excited. There are two songs that I've heard are really good, so I can't wait. Okay, so I need to find the album and then we will start. I'm hoping that my headphones are charged because I forgot to charge them and I don't know if they're gonna like die halfway through. I'm hoping not. I'm actually so excited for this. The way I've been trying to predict every song. Okay, first song is Actor. This is giving Phoebe Bridgers. Oh my god, that's evil. I'm 2 minutes into the first song and I'm already like, oh my god. This is where I can't like listen to lyrics properly because I will actually break down. But you're a much better actor than me. Okay, I feel like the thing that gets me about Conan's music is that it can be applied to literally any situation. Like pretending you don't know someone when you have like the biggest history ever with them. Okay, can I just say, I don't know if this actually makes sense, but it kind of sounds like a Christmas song. Like, you know those really depressing Christmas songs? That's what it sounds like. That's what it reminds me of. I don't know. Like something about the chorus has that like Christmassy tune to it. I'm kind of scared to continue with this because how do you go from Actor and those lyrics to this song? Because this song came out before everything else. I've listened to this song so many times and it's such a different like setting. How do you just switch between those two? I'm so confused. Oh my god, I forgot there's music videos to these. He released all the music videos. Oh my god, I forgot about those. I don't think I have the mental strength to watch those right now. Okay, Actor's definitely, I think Actor's one of my favorites. I've decided. 11's. I love the like 11 bit. I love it so much. The lyrics, now I'll say it straight, is kind of ironic considering this is like the most non-straight song ever. Like if you've seen the music video, most non-straight song ever. Why is Elton John mentioned in like every good song? Is he such a good singer that he ends up in like other good songs? This chorus has been stuck in my head for like a week. I think about this chorus all the time. Since it's come out, I cannot get it out of my head. Can I just say, putting this song directly after Actor is actually the most criminal move ever. You can't be doing that. And then after this one, it goes to Vodka, Cranberry? Sorry? Is there like a message I'm missing here? Because why is there such a contrast between the songs? Okay, opinions on this song. I absolutely love this song. There's like nothing I don't like about this song. I feel like this song was just amazing. Like to start with, it was amazing. And then Vodka Cranberry came out. I was like questioning everything because you listen to this song and then you listen to Vodka Cranberry and they're completely different like settings and scenarios, and like it's like whiplash, honestly. Like what is going on? It makes me look on the song differently, if that makes sense, after hearing like the rest of them. Okay, next is Vodka Cranberry. I've listened to this one as well, so this shouldn't be a shock, but it will be. Oh my god, it's showing me the music video too. Don't even. Why does he keep mentioning straight? Like his songs aren't literally the fruitiest thing ever. Okay, the chorus is like the worst bit. The song just keeps getting like more gut-wrenching. Okay, on this lyric, like just random like side note, what do you do if you break up with someone and they have a bunch of your clothes but like want them back? I don't know. I always think of that when I listen to this song because like how do you just like casually take it back? Random side note, but you know. Okay, when he says I notice everything you do after talking about him like taking back his clothes, my interpretation of that, and this may be wrong, but my interpretation of that is like he like thinks he notices everything and observes everything but then is too blind to see that actually he's like taking all his stuff back because he's gonna leave, which is like so heartbreaking. Although like thinking about it, it says I know you hate me. You know, maybe he did know. Maybe he's just like pretending. Maybe he's just like convincing himself that he interpreted it wrong and that he saw it wrong, but actually like he knows what's gonna happen. Because when it says I like speak up, I know you hate me, like it kind of is like a paradox to the first thing. Okay, also something that I've never like noticed before, when it says wailing like an imbecile, I always thought it said waiting like an imbecile and I never questioned that for some reason. My interpretation of that again is that like, I don't know how to say this without seeming mean. I don't know if this is just me, but I feel like when people get into relationships, I feel like they have a bit less common sense, you know? That sounds really mean, but I can't think of a better way to describe it. I feel like when you're like with someone, you create this kind of like wall and you're kind of so shut in that you can't see anything, if that makes sense. Because I think you become in some cases like a less emotional emotionally intelligent person. I don't know if I'm grasping at straws there. That's how I think it is. When he says like I will and he repeats like I will, it just reminds me of like the character Will, like in his music videos. That's like all it reminds me of. Okay, next is Romeo. We'll start with trumpets. Okay. This sounds like something you dance to, but I have a feeling it won't be. Why is he like, he sounds like he has a cold. So this reminds me of the lyric in, I think it's Vampire. Is it Vampire? It might be, but one of Olivia Rodrigo's songs, and it's like, we both drew blood but those cuts were never equal. That reminds me of this lyric where it says, even on my worst day I was never treating you the way that you treated me. That's what that reminds me of. Oh my god. I know this is meant to be like a really serious song, but I just feel like I should get up and like do a dance to it. Like, you can't convince me they aren't playing this at like a coordinated dance party. I think I'm really like making things up at this point, but where it says never like sitting around your actor friends, is that like a reference to Actor the song? Lyrics are like annoying me at this point because it wasn't like a romantic situation, it was like a romantic situation for someone else. And I've had a few situations like this where I've had friends that are dating these absolute idiots, like these absolute like disgusting evil people, and they just like I was talking about before, that like wall that you close yourself in a relationship, you just like don't take advice from anywhere else. And like I get where that comes from, I completely understand that. These lyrics, it's reminding me of like those situations, and it's like kind of annoying me. This album is literally like the definition of the like typical queer experience, I think. Where it says, I guess I was just your experiment, that's like the most queer coded thing ever. Again, like the chorus just sounds like a country like line dancing song. I do really like the line "You're no Romeo." Like, not even for the lyrics, it just sounds nice. There's like something so satisfying and pleasing about that line. This count as English revision? This literally doesn't sound like him. Like, I know it's edited to some extent, but it literally just doesn't sound like him. I can't with the like country sounding chorus, I'm sorry. It's so strange to go from the other songs to this like country sounding thing. Okay, can I be completely honest? I don't know if I like this song. I think it's one of those songs that one day I'll just randomly wake up and I'll like it. I don't know why, but it's one of those songs I will listen to over and over again and I'll be like, wait, this is kind of cool. I think I felt that way about Lonely Dancers as well for some reason, but then I listened to it and now it's like one of my favourite songs. I think that's how Romeo's gonna be, but at the moment I just don't like it. I don't know if it's like the switch between the songs sounds like it's from a whole different genre. It's not my favourite so far. I think so far my favourite definitely has to be Actor. Okay, now moving on to My World. My prediction for this song is that I'm not gonna like it. I don't know, just from the title. Okay, actually we're starting off strong. This sounds like the Found Heaven kind of melodies. That's the vibe it's giving. Okay, you can't convince me that he isn't making references, because we went from him mentioning Actor in the last song to Romeo in this song. Summer Fling as well. That's like hold on, what is it? That was in a different song and I can't think of it right now, but Summer Fling was in a different song, I swear. This is literally like, I don't know if this is like something that was exclusively on my For You page, but I feel like there was a period where Conan Gray was just going around like kissing everyone and anyone. Like, he was always on stage just like kissing everyone, and then in his music video he was like fully making out with someone, and now he's like in every single one of his songs on this album he's like, oh, kissing. Again, these lyrics, I feel like they all relate to that idea that when you're in a relationship, you're in like the box and you literally can't see anything else outside of this relationship. When it says, couldn't tell you who I was before, how was I supposed to know who I should be if I was no longer yours? Like, people lose their sense of identity in a relationship, and I get where it comes from. I absolutely understand it. I've never experienced it, but I totally get where it comes from. It just kind of annoys me. This song reminds me of Memories for some reason. When he does like the fake deep voice, that's really funny because that's exactly how I imagine like all the like roadmen in the UK. Okay, again, I don't know if I like it. Actually, I don't know if I like it yet, because I feel like it's the same thing with Romeo. It just doesn't sound like him. I feel like it's overly edited. I don't know. These are just my first impressions, keep in mind. Like, once I've listened to this a few times, they will definitely change. Because I didn't like Found Heaven to start with, and now it's like my favourite album from him. Okay, we're moving on to Class Clown. I think this one's gonna like absolutely be the most heartbreaking because it sounds like it's kind of a reflection on childhood. I watched during lockdown all of his like old YouTube vlogs that kind of mentioned his childhood a few times, and now I feel like all of his songs relate to that. god. That lyric was a, like, oh my god, that was like a punch. Oh my gosh. It's like, that's a bit evil. We can't just be throwing that around. That's so real, because, okay, this is just my personal experience and my personal interpretation of that. I always wanted to do, like, not necessarily like creative jobs, but more jobs in like writing. Like, I wanted to be journalist, author, and there was something else that I wanted to do that involved writing, but they aren't considered like professional jobs, and they aren't the easiest jobs to get into either, so people kind of discourage you from doing them. So my ambitions have kind of changed, and I've moved away from writing and kind of stuff like that. I don't know, that lyric really hit me, because I feel like the ambitions I have now are kind of shaped by the fact that I can't do what I originally wanted to do and what I'd still really like to do. I would love to do journalism or to like write books. Like, that would be like the ultimate goal, ultimate dream, but it's like not a viable career option, especially now. That lyric kind of describes that entire situation, because like, I could get every single thing that I want right now and I'd still want to do that like original dream. I get what it says when it says like letting my younger version down, because that's not what she wanted to do. Anyway, I'm like trauma dumping to a Conan song right now. Let's not do that. Okay, this is Climbing Up the Banks. This may be one of my favorites so far. This is so like family line coded. Like, all the subtle mentions just relate so much to family line. I'm not too keen on the rhythm and like the beat of it. It just feels such, I don't know, the first 3 songs were like, loved them. Like, great lyrics, great beat, great everything, but then I feel like the tune of the last few has been putting me off.
Everyone trusts you, they love you out loud. You won't...
I know that I'm like just making this entirely about myself, but I feel like that's what music's for, you know? When it says your love is a threat and scares me to death how I want it, it has like a completely different meaning in the song, but the way that I interpret it is, honestly, to me, I feel like that comments kind of on the way that I see queer relationships. For me, to be honest, I really see being in a same-sex relationship as literally being dangerous in so many ways, like physically dangerous, because, you know, people are very against it and they are not the nicest emotionally, because, you know, there's like a whole experience relating to that. I'm not explaining this very well, but to me that's just like queer relationship, because it's quite literally dangerous. It's very scary, actually. And like I said, that's definitely not the meaning of the song. In context with all the other lyrics, that's definitely not the meaning of the song, but that's how I see it. Again, he's always talking about kissing. It's in every single song.
Maybe that's why I feel safe with bad guys, because when they hurt me, I won't be surprised.
Okay, I haven't had experience with this at all, but when it says, and maybe that's why I feel safe with bad guys, because when they hurt me, I won't be surprised, that is like, that's an evil lyric to just be throwing out there. You can't just put that out into the world. And again, I have no like personal experience with any of the stuff mentioned in this song really, but it's such a, I don't know a better word for it, but it's such like an interesting concept, how family life affects relationships. Okay, I'm really looking forward to Caramel, because I watched the Ash and Conan cooking show a few days ago and they kept mentioning Caramel, which I now understand was because it was on the track list, but I feel like that means it must be a pretty significant song. I'm hoping it is anyway. Okay, I really like the intro. That's like, this is my favorite intro from the song so far. I really like how a lot of the tune kind of relates to the Found Heaven tune. Okay, what does wide-eyed grins mean? Because like, how do you widen your eyes when you smile? Like, why are you just staring at me consistently while you're smiling at me? I feel like that would make me really uncomfortable if someone was just staring at me. That is literally the best metaphor I've ever seen. You burn inside my memory so well, your caramel. I could never have thought of that. I could never be a songwriter, because that's like absolutely magical lyricism. Okay, so my laptop's actually, which is super helpful. Actually, it's not dead, it's just on its last legs, and my charger is broken, which is super cool and super fun. I have like 4 songs left to listen to. I'm actually doing a part 2. But so far my rankings are Actor, Vodka Cranberry, Nauseous, this song, Class Clown, Romeo, and My World. That's my rankings so far.